All right. Alright. Checking the audio, and I gotta share this to Facebook real quick. And my neighbor's rooster has to make an appearance, apparently. This is what I live with every day, folks. Alright, Facebook, that's what I was doing. And we'll get this going. I am so tired of that flipping rooster. And all the stupid questions this thing wants to do. Do you want to create an event? No, I don't. I just want to share this. That's all. All right. And there's that. Oh. Got one other thing to check, and then we're good to go. Okay. That's that. Turn that up to 2. Grab this, and here we go. I forgot one other thing. Nah. I went to stop this and tried hitting the button on my phone. I'm not tired at all. Holy cow. No, I do have one ready. All right. Run this down to a little under half. Uh-huh. Cool, we got 2 more of this style. Then I get to grab more bushings for something different. Woohoo! Little bit of finish. This is just a buffing compound to make it shinier. And this is a bit of beeswax. Technically, it's not necessary on resins and plastics, but I still use it. All right. No. Bumped it with my leg. All right. Ow. Do. All right, well, can't say I'm shocked with the weather, but Do this to get everything smoothed up. And everything else now is just a simple matter of removing the initial scratches. Knock them off there. Once we get done with these, then we start the buffing process, which is another 10 or 12 pads. I actually don't remember off the top of my head and too lazy to count. I just realized I never did put a video out this week. I think we're going to go back to our Friday evening release schedule anyway. I get one of my bigger ones ready to rock and roll for this week. Need to work on a couple work tables myself, so I'm going to try to get those knocked out tomorrow. As always, still looking for other ideas, whether it's carving, stuff to make, wacky lathe projects. I do have one I'm thinking about that's going to involve a lot of metal work. I need to grab a little bit of hardware for that and a new file though. We got 4 more of these pads left, and then it's just a polishing compound and wax, and it'd be done. Whew. I got a new cut on my thumb. That burns. That's nice and warmed up. All right. Helps if you go to the right spot. Where's my bag at? Yeah. All right. Well, might not have the bag I was looking for, but those are all the same. All right. We got the revolver bushings. We need these. Sorry, I gotta go through these real quick, see if I can find anything else that I can double up onto here. Majestic Squire. Faith, Hope, and Love bushings. I got some of those that I'm getting ready to do. Broadwells need drilled. I know I got a couple of them, but I need to find those kits again. Just pulled one of those. I know this is absolutely thrilling. Bushing, Diva Charm, Graduate. I have no idea. Seam Ripper. Prestismo. Big Ben. Vertex bushings. Come on, I know I had my nautical in here. I don't have any of that. There's those. 8mm twist pen, tank pen. Another Diva Charm set. I used to use those for, I do have one out here. Diva Charms were also used for the quick bolt action pens. Those are no longer available, for the record. Kind of stinks. I really like those. There's another Prestismo set. I should. Majestic Squire. I know I have a set of nautical bushings though, and I have one nautical pen left that I have pre-drilled out over here. I'm trying to go in the order that I have them in there. Not that it matters if I don't. It just makes life a little bit easier, so then I'm not like thinking these are all done, then find one and go, oh crap, where does this one go? From the numbers I'm seeing, there's not anybody actively watching, so that's the other reason why I don't feel too bad for trying to find stuff at the moment. That's crazy. I don't see it. How we doing? Sorry, I'm looking for a set of bushings I thought I had that I'm not seeing anywhere. Unless they're buried over here next to the lathe, which I'm not holding my breath on. Yeah, that's a big negative. All right. All right. Oh. Huh. So that means the Majestic Squire is actually the set of bushings that'll work with it. And unless I'm much mistaken, I think these are the same ones, but it is. Yay! Yay! I didn't want to drop those, but yay! All right. All right. There. This is why we like wood. All right. All right. How are we doing? Just knocking out some pens and figured I'd go live and see if anybody wanted to join me. All right. And now is when we start water popping. Water pop. Whole point of that is, sorry, I'm checking one other thing. Oh, I do have two. Sorry, sometimes I get a delay between the two. So when I water pop, all I do is spray it with water, makes all the fibers stand up. Then I sand them, water pop it, they stand up a little less. Usually on the third time, it knocks them all off. That way, if you grab a pen with, like you grab a cold drink that's all covered in condensation, then you get it right with it. It doesn't make everything stick up and feel horrible in your hand. I learned that lesson the hard way with some of my early ones where I got hit with a rainstorm and the next day they all felt terrible. I actually pulled all of them and refused to sell them and had to redo a good chunk of my inventory. Wow. Now, Now we're gonna grab some Dr. Woodshop's Pens Plus finish. It's a couple different types of wax held in an alcohol solution, which means it dries very, very fast. Goes on even faster. And if you apply it just right, there's coat one. About the time you pull back, get another dot ready. That's already dry and ready for this coat. And there's our second coat of finish. Say the plastics, acrylics, resins, and everything else. The beeswax I apply last doesn't do much. It does help a little bit. Wood, it makes it pop a lot better, but still keeps it looking with its natural wood color. It doesn't make it look like plastic like some of the other finishes out there, which is why I prefer doing it that way. And that's the last coat for this. This wood on this side right here, as it sits in the sun over time, it'll actually slowly turn green. It's pretty cool. I didn't mean to stop that just now, but all right, that's all right. And there's that. I will warn you, video, pictures, stuff like that does not do these things justice at all. But just to give you guys a quick idea, this greenish color is actually the other side of that blank that I cut for that one. So when I say that's UV exposure causes it to go green, that's the kind of color we're going to get to eventually. And honestly, it'll probably go even darker eventually. Ooh, that's stuck on there pretty good. All right. Why are my whelpers not where they should be? My pair of pliers that is always right there is not right there. Why are they not right there? All right, well, plan B. All right. Sorry, I'm picking on people trying to get in a show that just recently found out happens every Wednesday and is free to set up as a vendor. And this organizer doesn't quite know me yet, so the sense of humor is a little... I think I confused her. Or she thought I was trying to get something out of her, and it's like, no. You tell me it's free and I'd ask for half off. I know I'm still asking for zero. And there's that. Up to speed, here we go. Yeah. Get that nice and close. Spinning the tool around for a second. There. Pop that over there. That's right. I determined I needed a new sanding pack, so we'll grab a fresh pack. As always, knock the 60 grit off because I never leave them that rough, but when I do need them, I usually go through a bunch. And for this one, I'm going to start with 400 because now we're going to start with 240. Went a little thin there. Oopsies. Now we're going to water pop these. Nobody was here when I explained it before. This is just a trick to get the fibers to stick up. They literally stick up like fingers. Next sanding pass knocks them down. Spray it again. They stick up. They don't come up quite as high. Knock it down. Then the third sanding pass, usually by then everything that's on it is gone and everything stays nice and smooth. Even like you could put this underwater and it'll actually stay fairly smooth. I use a similar trick on cutting boards, except every sanding grit gets water popped, but I don't sand cutting boards to 3000 grit either. I usually take those to 320 to 400 if I can find 400 pads. Also, fun fact, I didn't realize Timothy Dalton was in Doctor Who until today. Just a random thought I had. I might have Doctor Who in my ear right now. All right. There's that. Now we need a little bit more of our Dr. Woodshop's Pens Plus. There they are. All right. Oh. Alright, there's our beeswax, aka none of yours. I think I'm hilarious, don't mind me. Alright. Okay. Yeah. Says you, everybody else tells me I'm hilarious. I was wondering how long it'd take you to figure out I was live. That's why I quit giving you updates. Ha! Alright. Alright. I always love it when you can't find the bushing set you need, only to realize they have like 3 different names for the same thing. Knox told you? Who's Knox? Huh. Hey, look, birds are fighting in my yard. I'd show you guys when my truck's on the way. Yeah. Alright. Yeah, the only question I'm going to have for myself for the assembly tonight is, which one am I keeping, gunmetal or chrome? Ah. Oh, that's the one. There. Lock that down, shove that in. Whew. All right. Alright. I really can't believe I didn't realize Timothy Dalton was in Doctor Who. How'd they? I don't even pay attention to that thing. Seems like every so often they change a bunch of stuff. Gotcha. Yeah, I can't really see it on my end, so I might be able to if I used a computer to do this, but not from a phone. Alright. 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 Then for sanding acrylic with wood, I'd need to take the wood down, which goes a lot faster than the acrylics. At least until I get to this magical tipping point. Because I wet sand the acrylic and need to water pop the wood, so now I can actually double down. All right. Alright. Dang. I'm really starting to chew these up now. That's kind of nice. I'm trying to get all my pens done so I can do other stuff and have everything I have available just done, turned. And then if anybody wants anything custom after that, I just simple, yeah, I'm gonna have to order in anything you want. So it'll take a little longer, but that way I can free myself up to do a bunch of other stuff. Like I want to get some more cutting boards made up. I've got about 60 or 80 mini boards over there that need handles added. Some of them that already have the handles got messed up, so I actually need to sand them smooth and all kinds of other junk. Actually, I might do some of that tomorrow. All right. Now we're just gonna seal this one up, and then we'll buff this tube up the rest of the way. And after that, we'll throw some beeswax on. I'll set this finish on this one. And then, yeah. And then that's a whole nother tray done. I love when I can get 2 pens on at once. Cuts my time so much. There. Thinking about making me a mini carving table tomorrow. I want to replace the one in my basement that's super rickety and not that well built. Woohoo! All right, that's all done. Put a little polish on this resin real quick. Well, technically it's acrylic, but same difference. Alright, ouch. Set that up. Alright. There's that. Oh, I was gonna say, wow, that's really pretty for Vera wood, but I forgot I switched to rosewood. Ooh. Alright. I believe that's the last of the vertex and the last of the where'd it go? Yeah, that's what it was called, Majestic Squire. I had to look. Blanked out for a minute. Alright, then we're on to come on, let loose. Cool. Sometimes when they stick that, or those bushings stick in there where I have to grab pliers, sometimes the tube itself actually failed. And it makes it way harder to get everything done. Also, will actually make it where you can't assemble the pen if it the tube breaks in a certain way. And I really had to crank down on it to get it to go in, so it's always a possibility, but sometimes it's just you got to crank on it just to get it in there and hold as well. Anybody want a mini taco? Those made me laugh the other day. All right. We got paperwork for those. Another tray done. I need to figure out how many of those I need to get cut up. Pull that battery off. What? Why was I thinking there's something over here I needed? I don't know. I'm losing my mind today. All right. There's some seam rippers. Ooh. Let's do our all right. All right, we're gonna do that one last, then this one. All right, that is a Sedona. What bushing set do the Sedonas require? Anybody? I want to guess it's 55A, but I can't remember off the top of my head. Oh, it's 19A. That's why. That's why you always double check yourself and don't just think you know what you're doing. 19A. All right. All right, let's get these wood sanding pads out of here. Put this on. Ah. That stinks. Those blanks look really cool. All right. All right. That makes me think I broke a glue joint. If we did that, yep, failed glue joint. Oh. Yeah. About an hour south of Cleveland. If you're gonna smack that light button, make sure it's in the, make sure you leave it nice and red. Yeah, I'm in a weird no man's land between like Akron, North Canton, small town most people haven't heard of. I also have the advantage that there's at least two in the state of Ohio that I know of. Soldier, I feel like I talked to you about getting in a show. Okay. I really do feel like we were talking about doing a show at one point, but yeah. Yep. I love watching this green cut get cut. Best part is I think I'm set up to make these myself now, so I don't have to keep paying for them. If memory serves right, it's maple. Yeah, stabilized green maple burl. The problem is I don't have easy access to burls. Yeah. Well, my only issue is I'm starting a new job next week, so I don't know when my availability is going to be for a minute. But they gave me an offer I couldn't refuse, so I mean, $6 more an hour. You can't say no to that. Especially when it's what I was doing before. Considering I don't do this full time, even though I'd love to. Really wish I could find an angle on these that would let me go longer and still do what I need to do. This is going to take a minute. So I got to rehone this thing in because I'm going to try a different angle. That looks a lot better. It's amazing what a nice slow speed grinder and a CBN wheel can do. All right. That's enough of that. Also, yeah, it feels good. Sorry, just checking stats. All right. Just to give you a quick preview, that's what it's going to look like with finish. Just about. Love these blanks. All right, that's ready for finish. And then we got okay, commander for that one. So I'm staying set up for wood. That's what I was looking at. Heck, I don't even know if I've still got anybody watching. Okay, that says I got 2. Either way, I talk to myself a lot anyway, so it don't bother me if there isn't anybody here. But yeah, so that's pretty much what our finish is going to look like. I just need to build it up a little more. If you're just tuning in, this is an Dr. Woodshop's Pens Plus. Love this stuff for wooden pens. It is, I believe, beeswax, carnauba wax, and paraffin wax all mixed together, and that's suspended in alcohol. It dries crazy fast, leaves a nice thick wax coat, and it pulls it into the wood as the alcohol flashes off, which is what really gets you that nice long-term finish. Plus, over time, as you write with it, the oils in your hands will actually build up and get in there and actually help protect the wood too. So after the wax does eventually wear out, you get a nice buildup of natural oil in there from your skin, and then it just basically becomes a situation where you're just constantly refreshing the finish just by using the pen. Just a fun little side note. I just recently learned that fact too. All right. All right, that's another type of fountain pen. All right. There is nobody watching. All right, well, we'll get this set up, and I think we're going to call this, and I'm just going to keep going. Unless anybody's actually there and this app is lying to me, speak now. I always like to give you guys a little bit of time because there is a lag between me talking and what you hear, so... I can already tell you I see a line on this I don't like. Alright. We're gonna rough this up. Oh hey, somebody popped in. Hi somebody. Alright. Oh, we'll keep going then. Could I just say I wish you guys could smell this wood as it's flying through the air? I don't know what it is about this Vera wood, but it literally smells like perfume. It is so floral, so nice to smell. It's also not like in your face strong. Well, it is for a moment, and then it just dissipates really fast, which is really nice. But sorry, my earbud's yelling at me, so. And I always like to come back around every so often because sometimes I get a bit of a delay and disconnection from my other phone. That way I can keep up with chat and just make sure I'm not missing nothing. And that's what I was afraid of. If this is the correct size, I can save it. If it's not, all right. We're just going to put a nice, thick, healthy coat of glue in there. And unfortunately, this is going to have to sit. That thing's empty. That spray is to set cyanoacrylate glue almost instantly. The inside of it is still needs to cure, but the outside it'll hold almost, or it cures almost instantly. And this can's almost empty too. Fortunately, I got a brand new one right here. That's one thing I never run out of is my kicker. All right. I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes. So, yeah. So I will take a minute, throw a few of these things together. These are some of the other pens that we've got to do. May or may not do them tonight, haven't decided. Got my Faith, Hope, and Love twist pens right there, there, and there. One last 30-06 pen. Slimline Click. I don't actually know if that seam ripper, if I have the right bushings or not. I got some other seam rippers over there. All right. We're going to risk this and we're going to use a gentler tool. It's just not going to hold. That stinks. I might have a, if I have a blank long enough to hit the back of that. I'm at least trying to keep the same species of wood together. Really don't want to cut another one just for half of a piece. Yeah, I don't see anything longer. No, we'll see what I can find for that, but I got to get this wood off. It stinks. I hate doing this, by the way. All right. But it's the easiest way to clean these off so you can actually reuse the tubes. So we're just going to throw this unfinished into the box with these. There it is. All right. I know I got a slim line on there. Oh. Alright, I need my Big Ben's bushing set. Alright, revolver, hourglass, designer, deluxe pencil, vertex fountain, seam ripper. We're gonna need those. One of those. Big Ben bushings. All right, there's that. All right. Chat check. All right, nothing new. All right, well, since everybody's taken off, I'm going to call it here and keep going. So I will see y'all later. And at this point, I will say cat in the hat and dappy dat. And if you throw a message in the chat real quick, I will come back because I'll be watching for the next minute. All right, like I said, cat in the hat, dappy dat. We'll see y'all later. Keep making, be safe, and have fun.